Imagine a single plant so influential that it reshaped global trade, fueled empires, sparked wars, and quietly became part of billions of daily routines. Every morning, somewhere in the world, someone begins the day with a cup of tea. Yet few stop to wonder how this simple drink traveled from remote mountain forests to nearly every corner of the globe. Its story is not just about flavor. It's a story of emperors and monks, merchants and pirates, fortunes built and lives changed. Behind every cup lies centuries of exploration, ambition, and unexpected consequences. And perhaps the greatest surprise is that tea's rise wasn't inevitable at all. Tea feels timeless, almost as if it has always existed wherever people gathered to talk, rest, or think. But its journey was anything but simple. What began as a local plant in southwestern China gradually transformed into one of history's most valuable commodities, influencing diplomacy, economics, medicine, religion, and culture along the way. From ancient legends to international trade routes, from mountain monasteries to the ships of powerful empires, tea connected civilizations that had never met before. Along its path, it inspired rituals, sparked political crises, and even played an unexpected role in the birth of nations. To understand why the world became obsessed with tea, we have to return to where its remarkable story first began. Chapter 1. A leaf hidden in the mountains. Long before tea became a global beverage, wild tea trees grew in the mist-covered forests of what is now southwestern China. Some of these ancient trees still stand today, living witnesses to thousands of years of history. According to Chinese legend, Emperor Shen Nong accidentally discovered tea around 2737 BCE when leaves drifted into boiling water. While historians cannot confirm the tale, archaeological evidence suggests that tea was consumed in China over 2,000 years ago. At first, tea wasn't enjoyed simply for pleasure. It was valued as medicine. Early Chinese texts describe it as helping digestion, improving alertness, and reducing fatigue. The leaves were often steamed, pressed into cakes, and boiled with herbs and spices, creating a drink quite different from the tea most people know today. Yet this humble beginning hinted at something much larger. Chapter 2. The drink of scholars and monks. During the Tang dynasty, tea evolved from medicine into a cultural treasure. Cities filled with tea houses where travelers, merchants, poets, and officials gathered to exchange ideas. One remarkable figure helped shape tea culture forever: Lu Yu, author of the classic of tea. Written in the 8th century, it became the world's first book entirely devoted to tea, explaining everything from cultivation to preparation. Meanwhile, Buddhist monks embraced tea as a practical companion during long hours of meditation. Its gentle stimulation helped them remain focused without the stronger effects of alcohol or other drinks. Tea gradually became associated with discipline, elegance, and intellectual life. Preparing tea was no longer just a task, it became an art. But while China perfected tea culture, neighboring countries were beginning to notice. Chapter 3. Tea crosses borders. Tea first reached Japan through Buddhist monks returning from China during the early medieval period. Along with religious teachings came tea seeds and new methods of cultivation. Over centuries, Japan transformed tea into something uniquely its own. The Japanese tea ceremony emphasized harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. Every movement carried meaning, turning a simple beverage into a spiritual experience. Elsewhere, caravans carried tea across Central Asia along the Silk Road. Tea bricks even served as currency in some regions, proving how valuable the leaves had become. As demand expanded, tea became more than a drink. It became an international commodity linking distant cultures through trade. Still, Europe had yet to discover what it was missing. Chapter 4. Europe's new obsession. European merchants encountered tea in the 16th and 17th centuries through expanding trade with Asia. Portuguese and Dutch traders were among the first to bring it back to Europe. Initially, tea remained an expensive luxury available only to wealthy families and royal courts. Elegant porcelain cups, imported alongside the precious leaves, became symbols of status. Everything changed when the British developed a deep fascination with tea. By the 18th century, it had become woven into everyday British life. Demand grew so rapidly that ships sailed thousands of miles carrying enormous quantities from Asia. The British East India Company soon controlled much of this lucrative trade. Tea was no longer simply a beverage. It had become an economic powerhouse. But satisfying Britain's endless thirst came at an enormous cost. Chapter 5. Trade, Power, and Conflict. China possessed something Britain desperately wanted: tea. Yet China showed little interest in British manufactured goods, creating a massive trade imbalance. To solve this problem, Britain increasingly exported opium into China. The devastating consequences contributed to widespread addiction and eventually the Opium Wars during the 19th century. The conflicts dramatically altered China's relationship with foreign powers and opened ports to international trade under unequal treaties. At the same time, Britain sought greater independence from Chinese tea supplies by establishing vast tea plantations in India and later Ceylon, now Sri Lanka. Using knowledge gathered from China and local labor, these plantations transformed global tea production forever. The world's favorite drink had become deeply intertwined with imperial expansion. Chapter 6. Tea changes the world. Tea's influence reached far beyond Asia and Europe. In Britain's American colonies, taxes placed on imported tea became deeply unpopular. The famous Boston Tea Party of 1773 saw protesters dump hundreds of chests of tea into Boston Harbor, protesting taxation without representation. The event became one of the defining moments leading toward the American Revolution. Meanwhile, tea spread across Russia via long overland caravan routes. In the Middle East, sweet black tea became central to hospitality. Across North Africa, mint tea evolved into a cherished tradition. In India, masala chai blended local spices with black tea, creating one of the world's most recognizable drinks. Each culture made tea its own while preserving its role as a symbol of welcome and conversation. Chapter 7. The future of an ancient drink. Tea has survived the rise and fall of empires, crossed every ocean, and adapted to countless cultures. Yet its story is still being written. Today, more than 2 billion cups of tea are consumed every day, making it the world's second most consumed beverage after water. The largest producers, including China, India, Kenya, Sri Lanka, and Turkey, ship millions of tons of tea across the globe each year. What was once an exclusive luxury for emperors has become a daily ritual for people from nearly every walk of life. But the modern tea industry faces challenges its early growers could never have imagined. Climate change is altering rainfall patterns, raising temperatures, and threatening the delicate environments where tea plants thrive. In some regions, farmers are experimenting with new growing techniques and more resilient varieties to preserve both quality and yield. At the same time, consumers have become increasingly interested in where their tea comes from. Fair trade practices, sustainable farming, and direct partnerships with growers are reshaping the industry, giving greater attention to the people who cultivate the leaves rather than just the finished product. Innovation has also transformed how people enjoy tea. Traditional loose-leaf brewing remains cherished by enthusiasts, while bottled teas, specialty cafes, bubble tea, and premium artisanal blends have introduced the ancient drink to entirely new generations. Despite these modern twists, the essence of tea remains remarkably unchanged. A simple leaf, carefully prepared, bringing people together. Perhaps that is tea's greatest achievement. Across thousands of years, countless languages, and vastly different cultures, one cup has continued to mean almost the same thing. A pause from the rush of life, a moment to reflect, and an invitation to share conversation. History has produced many trends that faded with time. Tea was never one of them. Instead, it quietly became part of humanity's everyday story. And after thousands of years, there is little sign that the world is ready to stop drinking it. What makes tea extraordinary is not simply its popularity, but its ability to connect history on a global scale. Very few products have influenced religion, Science, exploration, agriculture, diplomacy, economics, and everyday life all at once. Tea encouraged exploration across oceans. It reshaped international commerce. It fueled colonial ambitions and inspired acts of political resistance. It supported entire industries, from porcelain to shipbuilding and railway expansion. Modern science has also helped explain some of tea's enduring appeal. Compounds such as caffeine and L-theanine provide a unique balance of alertness and calm, helping explain why tea became favored by monks, scholars, workers, and leaders alike. Today, billions of cups are consumed every single day. Whether served in a Japanese tea room, a British afternoon gathering, an Indian roadside stall, or a Moroccan family home, each cup carries echoes of thousands of years of shared human history. Conclusion. Tea's journey began with a few leaves growing in remote forests, yet it ultimately became one of humanity's most influential beverages. Its story reminds us that history is often shaped not only by kings and battles, but also by the everyday habits of ordinary people. A drink enjoyed for comfort and conversation became a force that connected continents, transformed economies, and even helped shape the modern world. The next time you hold a warm cup of tea, remember that you're taking part in a tradition that has crossed mountains, oceans, empires, and centuries. A remarkable journey contained within a single leaf.